Hello and welcome to another episode of Coruscant Nights. Tonight I am joined by everybody from the Foxglove Letters. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh boy. Plus Doug. Doug's here too.
He's part of it. He has a role.
Yeah.
He does.
Thank you.
Tonight's episode is a very special Life Day episode, and it's special not only because it is Life Day, the greatest time of the year, but also because we're doing something a little different. On tonight's episode, we are, 1, playing Genesis instead of Star Wars. Even though the characters are Star Wars, the setting is Coruscant. We're playing Genesis. 2, AJ, Chris, Andrew, and Krystal are playing our 4 bakers in the Great Coruscant Bake Off Holiday Edition. And Doug is going to be my co-GM. Yep.
That's right.
We've got 2 GMs for this session. We'll see how it goes.
That's right. I was going to ask you if we'd ever done this before.
Nope.
And, okay. Well, we're going to learn something. Is this doable?
Is this doable? Before we start, everybody, let's roll our destiny to get our destiny pool. I got 1 dark side.
Yeah, there's 1 dark side.
2 light side.
Look at that. 2 dark side. You just give more to the bad guys. I mean, to the
I
GMs.
always do that. I don't think I've ever rolled a positive story or whatever what are these called?
They are in this game. They are story points.
They are
So
story
we are
points.
blending the rules of Genesis and Star Wars. Doug, did you roll?
I was going to ask you if I get to.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Every player gets to roll, and that means the GMs get to roll too.
And I rolled 2 light side. You're welcome.
Excellent.
Our story tonight begins in Tranquil Heights Park. Heights Park is a beautiful, green, lush park filled with flowers from all over the galaxy. It has trees, stone benches, and tables where folks of Coruscant often picnic. It has towering skyscrapers all around it. The towers are only matched by several tall Rorschach trees. Our story takes place in a park that is also a Rorschach sanctuary. As we enter into Heights Park, there are some structures that are not as common to the park. We see several long tents. Are they tents? Should they be tents?
We do tents, hollow tents,
Pavilions?
hologram domes.
Yeah, they should be like maybe
Geodesic
not
domes.
traditional tents. We see several tents with holographic pavilions above them and several tables. 2 figures stand at the front of this series of tables, and 4 figures march into the tents.
The 4 of you take your places behind each cooking station. You've each got a refrigerator, you've got a stovetop, an oven, a proofing drawer, sand mixers, any of the tools that you will need to make your delicious creations. And as you take your spots behind each table, the 2 people at the front welcome you to the Great Coruscant Bake Off Holiday Edition.
Welcome, contestants, to the Great Coruscant Bake Off Life Day Edition.
All 3 challenges have been set for you by judges Sarn and Voss, who you know from the usual seasons of Great Coruscant Bake Off. See, this specials bakes are unique in that they are all holiday themed. The person standing in front of you is a clone. They've got a very full mustache, a little bit more heavy set than your typical clone. They've got a Glee Anthem style shirt on with nice, like, space jeans and boots. The boots are definitely, like, standard clone issue as well. You know this person, Gusto, is gonna take you through your first challenge.
We have judges and hosts and who's
Yeah,
who?
so there's going to be 2 hosts, and they're going to be hanging out in the tent, chatting with you while you do your stuff. And the judges you have not met quite yet. They are going to judge everything that you create and have set these challenges for you. You know that the judge named Sarn Telvix is a very meticulous and observant Bothan. I think Sarn is... Doug, you tell me, what is Sarn's specialty?
Sarn's specialty is bread, and knowing that the consistency is just done with lots of technical skill. Very much a stickler for the chemistry of things being done correctly.
And the other judge, Vos Ardentis, a Zabrak, is very, very interested in things that look cool. Eccentric decorations, bold flavors, unique combinations, bright colors, that sort of thing. And first challenge was set to us by Sarn. For your signature challenge, we will be asking you to make a Life Day fruitcake. Bakers can use any ingredients you like, but each finished Life Day fruitcake should contain a significant amount of dried fruit.
Your cake should be perfectly baked and exquisitely decorated. You will have 2.5 hours.
Ready?
Set.
Bake. Okay, so throughout tonight's game, you will be asked to do these little challenges, and each one is going to be a series of rolls. Since you have 2.5 hours on this one, we are doing 3 rolls. The first one is going to be an average roll, and it can be any skill you like, as long as you can justify it. Each roll has to be a different skill, and when we get to the next challenge, the first roll in the next challenge has to be a different skill from what you used in the previous challenge, if that makes sense. So, our 2 hosts began to move around the tent, and Gusto goes over to visit a Pantoran. Tabookhan, how are you?
So excited to be here and baking a cake, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Frying
So what are you
them up,
making
so-
today?
Well, a classic, twist on a traditional idea. I've got the fruit cake, the typical Aldarian plum and raisins, but the little twist is in my history, I'm a fry cook, so I'm gonna deep fry it.
So cool.
You do realize this is the Great Coruscant Bake-Off.
Yeah, it'll bake in the grease.
All right, then. I'm sure that Sarn will have something to say about that whenever he comes into the tent.
I feel like we should immediately cut to me talking to the camera. Yeah, he said something about baking off, but frying's baking, right? Cooking, baking, it's all the same stuff.
While we're on Tabookhan, can you tell us about what the Tabookhan looks like?
Oh yeah, I guess I should.
And a little of
introduce
the
you to the
history
character.
besides fry cook.
What if that's all I have? No,
Literally.
yeah. Tabookhan is a Pantoran. It means blue skin, white hair, kind of steely gray eyes. He's middle-aged, been a fry cook pretty much his whole life down on Dak Avenue. He wears a high collar, a shirt, apron combo. A
shaperon.
A shaperon, of course. Yeah. It was too much work to, put on a shirt and an apron. So he had some custom made white shirts, gray sleeves, apron on the front. It does detach with Velcro though, because sometimes you got to wash the apron separate.
You don't have to wash the shirt.
If the apron's doing its job, I mean, yeah. What else about Tabookhan? Tabookhan, he's a friendly sort. I chose Tabookhan. I don't know if this matters. I chose Tabookhan because I got a rank in Underworld. I think he's a fry cook near the Golden Gun Dark on Back Avenue.
All right. And your other host, Lyra Vossran, is a blue Twi'lek, middle-aged with small spectacles. Actually, they're actually big spectacles, kind of flashy. And she wears a neat dress, sort of robe-like garment. And she makes her way over to... Speeder just drove by. She makes her way over to an Arconan. And before she asks any questions, tell us a little bit about Diazanon.
Diazanon is a Arconan. He's known as the Salty Chef. He's a football-headed, non-scaled reptilian folk. He is known for his merchandising on salts. Sublight salt is his salt. You put salt on everything. He's a little bit golden. Yeah. The little thing about Arconans is they get addicted to salt, and the more salt they have, the more gold their eyes get. And so he's got a pretty good twinkle in his eye. He's got merchandising galore. When he puts on his apron, what you see is he's got like a battery or a sling belt full of different salts from across the verse. He is known for his specific salt grinders. He'll try to pawn them off on people, and he always pauses. He's known for his salt commercials. His brand is...
Has he been arrested for...
Does he assault people? Yeah.
Hey, I haven't been convicted. And he got picked up for a holovid series called Salty Survival, where he goes throughout the mid-rim and outer rim, going to different planets, trying out different ingredients, and telling people how to use them in their everyday cooking.
Lyra makes her way over to Diazanon and asks, Diazanon, what will you be making for us today?
This is Sarn, right?
No, this is one of this blue Twi'lek host. The judges are like in the back, just sort of watching from afar right now.
And
He'll
her
be
name
out for
is
the next round of questions.
The Twi'lek host name is...
Her name is Lyra.
Well, Lyra, it's good to be here. So what do I got going? Well, I've got some Outer Rim mini fruitcakes. What they're going to be consisting of is, he looks around and he goes, don't tell anybody, but I got some gummied patty frog eggs. They're little. I think they're going to add just the right amount of pop when you're chewing into them. It's going to have a little bit of spicy amber root, just to give it a little spice. And, of course, I'm going to top them all with a nice apple caramel topping. I'll make that a salted apple caramel topping. And he holds up his salt. And I'm going to be using Ryloth salt.
It sounds fascinating. Now, salt's not typically something we find here under the tent. Are you concerned at all about your bold choices?
Absolutely not. I find that no matter where you go in the verse, people need salt. We've been using it since the dawn of sublights. We've been, ever since creation, we've needed salt. Some of our species more than others. And all I'm saying is salt's an enhancer these days. We got plenty of it in our processed foods. But when we're back to survival, and I'd like to think of this mini fruit as kind of like a survival fruit. Because back in the origins of it, it was a preservative. But back in those days, they didn't have all the fancy preservatives. They had salt. And I think salt's going to really send it over as it's going to hit your tongue. You're going to all of a sudden go, wow, it's so bright. And it's just going to bring out all the notes of all the different lovely candied bits and baubles that are in this mini fruit cake.
Well, best of luck with your mini fruitcakes, Diazanon. I'm fascinated to see the results.
Would you like to try one of these candy gummies?
Oh, sure, why not?
Here, I put a little salt on it. Here you go. Enjoy.
All right. Oh my, that's unique.
It's quite.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, thank you.
Across the tent, Gusto moves over towards a Verk. He's got a little cam remote hovering over his shoulder, following him around. And he squeezes Rizz's muscular arm. You're looking pretty buff there, Ross Rizz.
Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I do kind of try to work out a little bit.
Hey, what are we cooking today?
Ross Rizz is a Verk. He's basically one of those dino-looking guys. I can't pronounce the actual dinosaur name. It's a very long one. It's Saurolophus? Something like that?
Parasaurolophus.
Yeah, because they got a big crest on their head there.
It's my kid's favorite dinosaur, so they say it all the time.
Oh, that makes it easy, yeah. But that's exactly what he is. So he's got the big crest there. He's kind of gray-skinned. He's a young Verk. He's one of those, in the hip kind of kids. Obviously, maybe his last name really isn't Rizz, but that's what the kids say. So, that's his Rizz Nation. He is an influencer, social media influencer for Spacebook, Pubstagram, and HoloTalk fame. He has a black synth silk button-up shirt with green flames on the bottom, kind of like
Frykiri. Yeah.
Frykiri, yeah. And on the back, he has, what is it? It's Coruscant Nightcrawlers on the back.
Nice. Perfect.
For some hometown, pop and cheer. And he's got the popped collar, and he's wearing black skinny jeans, and he's just, he's got his sleeves rolled up and kind of got a little muscle pump there. And he's got shades on, by the way, which he seems to wear whether it's nighttime or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he's that's kind of his vibe.
Well, actually, you would be partially correct. I am definitely going to be using protein cakes in this. Ironically, I'm going to be going head-to-head with that one over there, who has the mini fruitcakes as well. But apparently mines are going to be a lot more healthy than what he could probably manage. It's going to be mini fruitcakes with some jargon fruit in there, and we're definitely going to have some protein powder mixed in with it to kind of give it that stuff that you need whenever you're getting back from a workout, so you can get that pump going. We're also going to have it with a cashew cream on top, and a couple of, we're going to have Zerries, because obviously you got to have Zerries. That's part of, fruitcakes all over the place. So I'm going to try to make it moist, but definitely something that you could pop in your mouth and not feel guilty about after working out.
I'm looking around the tent and I'm seeing a lot more fruit in front of you than anybody else. You worried about how it's going to bake?
Oh, no, not worried about it at all. I've made this a dozen times. I mean, it's a good little setup there. It's because they're smaller, they're going to bake just fine. The thing I'll have to worry about, though, to be honest with you, will be the overcooking. That'll be the part that I'll have to watch. But, that's fine. I got it taken care of. I got things to mental science.
All right, looking forward to tasting some of that.
Oh, would you like some of the cashew cream? I've already kind of whipped up a little bit.
No, I should wait. I should wait till they're all done.
Oh, okay.
Lyra makes her way over to a Shistavanen. Krystal, tell us about Tiz.
So she ended up here a little bit unexpectedly. She works for her uncle, who is a gourmet chef at his restaurant. And he says that I make the best salads in the field. So she got here because she's friends with a producer who needed a last-second person, and he thought
Frykiri dropped out.
Yeah. They thought, well, she works for somebody that knows the food industry, and the restaurant had once been on a show, so she's had like 5 minutes of showbiz experience. He thought surely she will know some stuff and be good at this. And Tiz was like, oh yeah, sure, this will be fun. Why not? But she does not know how to bake, but she's like, how hard can it be? It's gonna be great.
It's fine.
And she's like, this species is kind of wolfy, and she's kind of got like red, like foxy colored fur and kind of wild hair. She's a little edgy, but also kind of geeky and spazzy. So we're just gonna see what happens.
Tiz, tell me what your what your fruitcakes will be like today.
Well, I decided to go with a bundt cake, kind of a circular one. Just classic, you know. I figure I've got to ease into this. I'm not a super experienced baker, but I've got this. It's gonna be great. And I heard lots of fruit, right? So we're doing all the colors of sultanas and a little bit of dried orange, because that's fun and zesty. And I just really liked the bundt cake shape that everybody likes circles. The sun is a circle, my eyes are circles. So I'm hoping that just they're really gonna attach to that classic shape, but I'm gonna go bold with the colors because of which one was the judge that likes all the colorful stuff? Voss, yeah. Since I'm probably not gonna get in good with the guy who's all about the technical stuff, I'm gonna go big on the bold.
Voss does love bold choices, so best of luck with all of those colors. And Sarn may not be quite as receptive, but do your best to get your mini fruitcakes cooked to perfection.
Wait, they were mini? They're supposed to be miniature?
Maybe I'm confusing another baker. They can be any size. Bundt size will work just fine.
Well, I could do mini bunts if there's a mold for it. I just one big cake.
Don't let me influence you. You, like you said earlier, you have this. You've got this.
Hey guys, do your instructions say what size it has to be? She's looking over at the other tables like, I really thought it was just one cake. Is it supposed to be a bunch? Oh, okay, we're good. This is gonna be great.
Let's get the first roll. It's gonna be average. 2 purples.
What do we roll? How
You
does
choose
this work?
and tell me why you are rolling the thing that you're rolling.
Well, like, to do what? To
You
succeed at
are
our bake?
mixing. This is the first one, so you're probably mixing stuff together, getting everything put together, getting your ingredients correct, and your dough ready.
Okay.
Your batter, I should say.
I'm going to start off, Diaznon, the salty chef, is going to start off with survival.
Why survival?
Diaznon's going to go with survival because of all the ingredients that he's gotten. You'd have to go out in the wilderness to get them, or know people that know how to go about in the wilderness to get them, which is more actually what he is. He gets people to do that. He's like that one guy that used to go to different places and hang out with the other guys. And the other guys are really the professionals. He's just a face, a salty face. And so part of the survival is going, yes, this was work. This will kill you. This has to be prepared this way. That has to be prepared that way.
Okay.
And how to keep them from spoiling. Purple. Rolling.
2
2
successes,
successes, 1 advantage.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right, so you get all your stuff put together in your mix and get it in your pan. Things are about to go in the oven. Who wants to roll next?
I'll go
Okay.
next. So Ross Rizz is definitely going to go with Brawl for his check because he's hand mixing everything together with that protein powder, and it gets really thick and really, he has to really work it to kind of get that consistency that he wants for his fruitcakes, his little mini fruitcakes, without totally destroying everything. So he's definitely going to do a Brawl check with that.
Great.
Gotta push that dough down. Punch that dough down.
Go 1 success. That's all I need in life. So yeah, he's like, stirring it up real good, and he puts it on the thing and starts pummeling it, dropping elbows on it on occasion, smiling at the camera. Goes back to kneading it around and then folding in things gingerly and then punching some other parts that are kind of thick.
Are you making a fruit cake bread? Since you're punching your dough instead of a batter?
I think the holocam turns towards Sarn and Voss, who are sort of standing in the corner, and they kind of look at each other and...
It's quite a lot of force.
We'll see.
Look, punching it gives it the right kind of fluff that you want in your dough. It's just that's the way it's going to be for this little batter here, so...
I mean, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Seems legit.
Tabookhan?
Tabookhan, we're rolling. Just Gusto put me off just a little bit. So I'm gonna roll stealth. I'm gonna look at my data pad on what the difference is between baking and frying.
I'm expecting him to do like little dough balls and like deep fry them and then put powdered sugar.
So is this like you're disguising
like
it?
beignets.
Yep.
Okay.
I assumed we got to bring in our recipes and everything
It's
like
true.
that.
You
And
did.
just underneath that piece of flimsy is a little data pad that look up the meaning of words on.
Oh yeah.
Look up the meaning of words.
I do that all the time. I don't know what half the words are.
I got a success and a threat.
Great. All right, and Tiz. Krystal, what would you like to roll?
I'm gonna go with skullduggery, just to make sure that it all kind of works together, because I don't really get the chemistry on how this goes, but I'm just gonna finagle things and hope it mixes out okay. Okay, so is that enough explanation? Can I roll?
I'll take it. Sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's pretty good. One success,
and
2 advantages.
Great. All right. So you all get your ingredients mixed, you get your batters made, you get them poured in your pans and put in the oven. As they're about to go in the oven, the 2 judges come around and want to see what everybody's working with. And I think they're going to start with Tiz.
So they're here at my table. They're starting.
Yeah. So they come up. Voss is a Zabrak. She has golden and dark brown skin and horns on her head. And she looks at what you're putting together, and you got a success and 2 advantage. That looks like it's coming together quite well.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, just like I meant it to. I've got all kinds of flavors. We got the circle. It looks like it's gonna be nicely aerated. That's it, right? That's fluffy. It's gonna be fluffy. Nobody likes a dense fruitcake, right? That's what I hear.
No one likes a dense and stodgy fruitcake. So
Stodgy. That's the
do
word.
make sure that it's nice and aerated, would you?
Whipped it up real good for the aeration.
How long are you planning on putting it in the oven? And at what temperature?
Just the right temperature. Right? Nobody has to tell you what temperature a fruitcake goes in the oven. At just the right amount of time until it's golden. I like to go by sight, I think. There's a window in the oven when it looks golden and just right. You go on instinct, not the numbers. That's where the heart of cooking is, the instinct, right?
A good baker often does work by instinct. No 2 ovens are quite alike.
Right.
So keep your eyes open, and we'll see, baker.
But baking is also chemistry.
Well,
Precision is important.
where the finesse comes in. It's the chemistry finesse. Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I'm so glad they walked away. I didn't know what I was talking about.
Diazinon.
How'd I do?
Salt.
Of course. Of course, salt.
I say that is quite bold.
I beg to differ. Everyone knows that you add salt to just about everything. What cake don't you put salt in? What bread don't you put salt in?
Well, salt is important when for bread, but for a fruitcake, you'll want to make sure that you have the right balance between salty and sweet.
Absolutely, and I'm really hoping that the candied melon fruit will have enough citrus to help balance out everything too. So, and don't worry, I also got contingency plans. Just because I spent time in the outer rim, inner rim, in the slice, doesn't mean I don't know about how well Carillion brandy goes in.
Oh, Carillion brandy.
We all know that you can't really have a good fruitcake without a little bit of brandy in it.
That's right.
A bit early for me, but
it's with fruit, so it cancel each other out.
Well, make
Come
sure you
on,
cook
Sarn,
it long enough.
It's never too early.
It's never too early. Would you like to try just a nip before we get going?
Oh, no, not until it's done. I can't.
All right.
A little sniff.
A little
I'll
quaff.
put a little sniff for the road.
Oh,
No, I'm good. Well, I'll take some.
Yes, I'll take some as well. Why not?
And the two judges leave, and the hosts stick around for a little brandy.
Nice.
Ross Rizz, we haven't had you in the tent before. I'm looking forward to tasting what you come up with.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm just really excited to be making for y'all today. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be really an experience for everyone.
I saw quite a bit of protein powder going into your mix.
Yes, that is kind of important for the concept that I have going on here. But of course, I do have more fruits than most people in here because I've got some apples, got some cranberries, got some Jorgen fruit in there. And as you know, those are usually pretty juicy, other than, some of the dried fruits that I have. And I really wanted to kind of offset that heaviness of the protein powder along with some of the juices from the other fruits that I'm going to be adding in here along with the crushed nuts.
Still, are you worried about the texture? Protein powder can be a bit chalky sometimes.
Could be. It very well could be. I mean, it's not everybody's palate, but it's, probably a lot better than too much salt. So I think it'll be fine.
Ooh, shots fired.
Balance is going to be the key for your bake. Too much powder will be too dry. Too much fruit, and you're going to have a very soggy bottom on your bake.
Nobody likes a soggy bottom. You're right.
Who would like the soggy bottom?
Good luck.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much. Y'all take care.
That guy really seems to know what he's talking about. Kind of nervous.
Nope. Just picking a fight with AJ's character. It's all good.
Perfect.
No, my character is just dumb and thinks that yours is really good at she's intimidated by your confidence.
Oh no, he's totally trying to deflect because now AJ and I came up with the same thing we didn't know we were going to come up with, which is mini bundt cakes. So he's like, oh, somebody's going to do the same thing I'm doing. I have to diss on them.
Oh, how exciting.
Because it's
the
social
worst.
media. Exactly.
Sarn, I don't know these Tabookhan and Tiz. How did they end up in the tent?
Well, we've got some new bakers in the tent today. They're taking over for, Fry Getty. And I'm not sure who Tabookhan is taking over for. But, we're always happy to have new, excited faces. Hopefully they will be as excited about these fruitcakes that they're making today. We'll see.
Now, Tabookhan, things are looking pretty good here. How long are you going to be baking your cake for?
Oh, it's just probably about 30. I think 30 would be the way to go. There's a distinct difference between like baking something and frying something, but it's a new twist, right? Like we're making it good. And so it's still going to be a little spongy when I dip it into that right over there.
Frying a fruitcake would not have been my first, second, third, or fourth approach, Tabookhan.
Not mine.
Well, it just goes to show you got to try new things, right?
So she says.
Good luck.
Dayazanon hollers over. You're doing fine, buddy. I've been on many cruise liners. They've deep fried their donuts. You'll be fine. So long as your ingredients are solid, you'll be fine.
I know I'm fine.
I'd
I'm
give
doing
you
great.
boost if you wanted it. I'm
Ow.
that nice of a guy. You got
Look.
this. Stay salty. Don't let them get into you.
Stay salty.
Let's get our baking rolls. I'm going to flip to upgrade Tabookhan's roll.
Shoot. That makes sense.
It's going to be a hard roll.
Yeah.
Once again, you can roll whatever you like. You just have to explain why. And as everybody gets everything in the oven, Sarn and Voss head off to the side and start explaining that with all this fruit in these cakes, they're going to want lots of time in the oven. Bake low and slow.
Yes, but if the temperature isn't right, we could have some raw cakes during the judging.
Brown on top doesn't mean done on the inside.
No, it doesn't. And if they're over-mixed, I saw some punching going on in there, then they could end up a bit tough and flat. So we'll see how our bakers handle this challenge.
Who's rolling first?
We get our advantages?
No.
What?
I'll roll first.
I have in front of me a chart with all of your successes, failures, threats, despairs, advantages, and triumphs, and they are all being added together in the end to pick a winner.
Oh.
I will go first. I will do a cool check. Actually, no, I'm going to do perception check.
Of course you're going to do perception check.
Well, of course.
What are you perceiving?
You could still do one too. I mean,
I know. I am
so, so the perception check is he's basically going to be watching it in the oven because he is concerned that it's going to either get flat or it's going to bubble over or something along those lines. Even though they're small mini ones, he's still trying to bake them in such a way that obviously they're not going to get overcooked. Hence his whole point about the whole having to watch them, make sure they don't get overcooked and overdone kind of thing. So he's keeping perception on it basically.
Okay, cool.
And so is that a red for us too, or what do we got?
Nope.
Just 3 purples?
Just 3
well,
purples.
I'm gonna flip a point so I can get a upgrade on mine.
Okay.
Good call.
2 successes. Better
Very
than I needed. 100% improvement. 100% gains.
Great.
Diazinon, the salty chef, is going to go perception as well. Even though he has these big golden bug eyes, they're not as good as they should be. But he's still paying attention. He's going to go with perception. Heck, if Chris is flipping, I'm going to flip. I'm not going to let this guy get ahead of me.
Oh, come on. No, I'm not. Oh, you're a subscriber. Oh, wow. Wow.
Sometimes you just got to sit back and just be one with what you're making. You got to sit with a little nip of your Carillion brandy and a few patty frog eggs on a skewer and just enjoy life.
Diazinon's bake is looking great with 4 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
I'll get a little more salt on these patty eggs.
Tiz?
Well, she's constantly looking over at the other people because she doesn't know what's going on. So if they're doing perception, I'm just going to do perception. Also, I said I was going to watch for brownness, so it seems applicable. And it's just all of us are 3 purples against. Okay.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
No. Dang it.
Aw.
All right, so you ended up with 0 successes and 3 advantages. It's getting brown.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
All
What
right,
are you
I'm
doing?
rolling coordination
Okay.
because
You're not using any tongs or anything. You're just grabbing.
Well, I mean, I've got a slicer to it. We've got to pull it out before it's like really solidified, and it's a little bit more doughy consistency. And then we're slicing it, and we're creating some caverns for the grease to get in and cook it.
It's going to be amazing.
I wish I could flip another story point on you.
The crispy edges are going to be awesome.
He's doing it like a Dutch baby, It's just with grease instead of butter.
2 failures and an advantage.
Ooh.
Looks gorgeous.
Yep, you do some stuff to it, for sure.
Yeah.
I think he's pulling it out too soon. That's not good.
Man, that's not going to be
no.
good for the replay.
As you all take your bakes out of the oven, Gusto's standing up at the front of the tent, and he's looking at his wrist. Then there's no watch there.
There's no watch. Biggers.
Tell me, Gusto, what time is it? How much do they have left?
Well, it looks like it's 1/2 a freckle and a hair.
All right, everyone, you've got 1/2 a freckle and a hair left. Oh, and 5 minutes. Is it 5 minutes?
5's good. Time to decorate.
5 minutes!
Sheesh.
5-minute warning.
This looks brown enough, right? Yeah. Yeah.
As you decorate, let's see.
You don't decorate a fruitcake.
That was part of the prompt. You have to decorate it.
Oh man.
It's going to be, you have to do a decorating roll.
All right.
And it's hard, again, except everybody's got a red in this one. And
What?
your cakes are all hot. 2 setbacks.
Some of them are fried.
Yeah, that's hot.
2 setbacks.
Yeah.
Two
But,
setbacks.
that's hot and arid conditions.
What?
Oh, yeah, I've got that covered.
That's a lot of bad dice.
It is. Now, if you decorate your cakes when they're too hot, all the frosting's just going to flop all over the place. You don't want your frosting to melt. But as you are rolling these, I would like to know how you are decorating them. Are you putting fruit on top? Are you doing frosting? Are you doing flowers? What do they look like?
I heard someone say flowers and was like, oh, I genuinely thought that cakes weren't supposed to have decorations. And she runs outside the tent and like gathers some pansies, space pansies, and then takes some of the extra bourbon-soaked raisins and like drizzles them on top, sticks some flowers on the side. Beautiful, right? She's kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, this isn't going well.
That's cute.
And the flowers start like wilting because it's too hot.
Oh, well, this is the roll.
We'll see how you roll.
Ooh, and then I snag a piece of like rosemary that I see in a pot nearby. I'm like, that's a woody plant. It doesn't wilt, and stick that off on the side to help brighten it.
It sounds like you are doing a skill check that involves finding ingredients or other cooking supplies, which means you get to remove 2 setbacks from it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That's right. Thinking on your feet. Gotta think on your feet.
Because you have the custom talent, Refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
What is the actual skill I have to use for that? Or does it not matter?
It does not matter.
It's whatever you want.
But it sounds like you're using something like survival.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Come
It's not
on.
bad. It's not bad.
It's not good. I'm so
Roll
losing.
reflects the character so
There's
far.
no despair, at least.
Like, nothing's going right.
No, you got it. Just keep faking it till you make it. You got it. There's next round.
Fake it till I make it. Fake it till I make it. She's looking wildly around like, some more rosemary sprigs. That'll work, right? That smells horrible with the fruit.
Oh no!
But it's kind of pretty. It's pretty. That's where the advantages come in. They're green. Everybody loves greenery, right?
Mm-hmm. Ross Rizz is taking his stuff out of the oven, and it's super piping hot, right? So he's in the process of moving them out. He's going to be using resilience to plate them with his bare 3-fingered hands. You know, the reverse double thumbs and the 2 fingers. It doesn't even seem to bother him. Pull the stuff out, working on it, you know, kind of getting things up. But he's doing slivers of nuts to put on top to protect the cream that he's going to put on, and then put the zerries on top of that. So that way it doesn't melt, or at least that's his attempt. So that's what he's going to do. I do have a talent that I'm going to be using for this, which is... Where is it? It is, if you can't take the heat. It says remove setback imposed due to hot kitchen conditions. So so he still has 1 setback. Let's see. I definitely am going to need a flip to see if I can get a triumph in here. So I'm going to eat up this light side point and upgrade. And here we go. Nope.
Nice.
A failure and despair.
Ooh, delicious.
All right. Oh no.
Why? Why is it working out like this? I just know. I got the shades on. It's okay. Got this. Next round, we got this. We got this. It's just melting. I'll just make it a little pool of cream and just do it like that instead of a big the cream topping, and just be a little garnish. That's what it is. Yeah, that's okay. I got it. You got this, Riz. You got this. Okay. Whew. Got to do this for the Riz Nation. All right.
Ross Rizz, you got this. Come on. This is only the first challenge. You're good.
Okay. Thanks. Maybe they'll like how it tastes rather than how it looks.
Yeah, it smells great.
Like cherries catch on fire.
Diazanon's feeling pretty happy and salty right now with a little bit of Corellian brandy and a bunch of little frog eggs in him. And so he's feeling kind of charmy. He kind of likes the heat. He's used to the heat. He comes from an arid planet. So he gets to remove one of those setbacks. He also can tell that the judges really like brandy. And so...
one of them does.
One of them does. And so he gets to add an advantage to his charm checks.
Oh, okay. You've got a talent that allows you to add an
it's
advantage.
It's part of being an Arconan.
Cool.
And he also has finishing touch. He only has 1 rank in it. So when making a charm while cooking, your character cancels a number of uncanceled threats no greater than your character's ranks in finishing touch, which I have 1. So
you can cancel a threat.
I can cancel a threat.
Cool.
And I think we're all competitors, right? All right. Then I'm going to use a story point.
Oh boy, the last story point.
He really feels like he needs to get this on lock, so Diazanon is rolling. 1 success, and I get to cancel out that 1 threat because I have finishing touch.
You have a success. Okay.
That was close.
I'm going to flip a story point for a thing that I know is happening.
Oh, wait, I don't have to upgrade for that?
You don't. No, something's happening though.
Oh, okay. All right. Do I immediately flip that back, though? I mean, I kind of have to. All right,
Use
we're
it,
going to do it.
Do it.
Use it.
I'm using charm as well. This is a bit of a, lipstick on a puffer pig situation. So we're gonna see how
It's that
charming
grease, baby.
this thing's
Puffer pig grease.
can go.
Hey, that makes everything great. That bacon grease.
Going great. Maybe don't fry everything, Tabookhan.
Maybe don't fry everything.
But it's a bit I've kind of committed to for this
Yeah,
series. So
it's good.
yeah. Anyway, 0 success and a threat.
Okay, bakers, your time is up. Step away from your bakes and place them at the end of the counter.
That looks toasty.
Yeah, I feel kind of toasty. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait to start getting setbacks for being drunk.
Yeah. Our camera cuts to a clean kitchen with nothing on your tables, nothing in your workspace except the things that you just made. Tiz is in the first spot on the right side, and the two judges come up and take a look at your cake. Can you describe what it looks like? Your total rolls were 1 success and 6 advantages.
That's good.
It's not bad.
How could
It's
it
not
be?
the best.
What's the best?
We'll get there.
It's not you, unfortunately. It's not me either.
Okay.
It's definitely not me.
I've got a nice bundt cake here with you said you wanted loads of fruit. We've got every color of sultana. They're soaked in bourbon and and the candied orange will really pop for you, I'm sure. And I had forgotten the decoration part, but you'll notice some beautiful rosemary sprigs here on the edge. They're really, everybody likes a little green, livens up the brown edges. And some flowers. Who doesn't like flowers? So plenty of fruit, a nice basic circle. Everybody gets an even slice. I hope you like it. Hope you like it.
It looks beautiful.
Aww.
Voss takes a knife and cuts the cake and splits a piece between herself and Sarn.
I think you'll find it fluffy.
Good color. It's not overbaked, not underbaked.
So you're saying it's perfect.
This is a good fruitcake.
I'll take it.
You've done a nice job balancing this very colorful assortment of fruits and your batter. It's cooked correctly, and you should be proud. This is a nice fruitcake. You've done well.
Thank you so much.
And they move on to the front left table workstation that has Tabookhan on at it, with 1 success, 1 advantage, 2 failures, and 2 threats.
Wait, is that net 0 then for me?
It would be net 1 failure, 1 threat.
Oh.
So, tell us, Tabookhan, what happened?
It looks like maybe you ran out of time.
Time. It's such an interesting thing, time. It passes each and every day, and it marches forward, as they say. But don't judge a fruitcake by its appearance. What I have prepared for you is the deep fried fruitcake bloom. You can see I've got it sliced in such a way that you can just take one of the fruit chips there and dip it in the frosting there in the middle. It's a lovely dish. I mean, you have to try it.
Voss takes one of these, quote, chips and sort of just like shreds it with fork and knife. This is undercooked. It's raw inside.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a matter of perspective, right? Like,
it's just goo everywhere.
Yeah. That's why the spoons are over. I don't know if I put the spoons out. Do you not eat like the? That's how I like to eat my cake batter.
It's a custard.
And Tabookhan, something's obviously happened during the decoration phase, hasn't it?
What decoration phase?
What are these burnt? What are these burnt things on top?
Those, yeah, I was going for a bit of like seed theme, and so I threw some of the Aldarian raisins in the fryer. Forgot about them just a little bit, but Don't you agree? They've got the shape of a
Of Alderaan.
I bet it tastes great.
No doubt.
Yeah, Sarn tastes a bit and kind of chuckles a little bit to himself.
Ouch.
Look, if that's not doing it for you, he reaches behind him to the station, grabs the Corellian, what was it, whiskey, just puts it on on his station.
This will not do for the technical challenge. We expect better. And they move on.
No, I'll fry that much better. Mm-hmm.
They go to the station right behind Tabookhan, which is Diazanon's station. What are we looking at?
What we have here is what I call the Naboo Naughty Bites. See, on my trips, we spent some time with the Gungans, and they had a few great little bites. We had just a great time, and this really reminded me of eating and drinking on the banks in the swamps with these guys, and it was fantastic. Misa had a great time, and I think you're going to have a great time here too. So what you have here are mini fruitcakes. They're still warm. On the side, each of you has individual frosting cups of salted caramel, and it's got the bourbon mixed in, and each one of those bites has a little bourbon, a little salt, and it's full of your ginger and your eggs and your citrus from the melon fruit. I think they all go together really well. Enjoy. And here's a little extra salt in case you need it, and a little extra brandy in case you need that also.
Voss takes one and sort of shreds it with fork and knife and says, "This is a beautiful color."
Thank you.
She takes a bite. I'm very surprised how well the salt works. I was worried.
You've done a perfect job balancing the savoriness of the salt and the sweetness of the caramel, and the alcohol, the brandy, is perfectly
Delicious.
cooked off, and it gives it just a subtle, sharp edge.
It's a subtle buzz.
That's right. That's what we go for. Survival doesn't need to be, about gross stuff. It can be great. And that's what this is.
This is delicious.
I think it's a triumph. And Sarn extends a hand to you, and he's gonna give you one of his well-known handshakes to
Sarn shake.
Is a very rare honor that you've received. Whether I don't know if your character knows it or not.
He'll look to the camera afterwards and give him, 2 thumbs up and look what I got.
He gets a pat on the back from Gusto too. Hey, you did it.
Thanks, Gusto.
Save me some of that for later.
Oh, they got plenty.
And then they move on to Ross Rizz.
Diazanon pours a shot of Corellian whiskey and holds it out to him for afterwards. Gives him a nod like, "You're going to need this."
He's got his hands behind his back and he just looks over at you with his shades, looks at the alcohol, just like, far be it for me to not accept a gift for a competitor. Reaches over and takes it, "Thank you," and sits it down without touching it.
You'll need another one after that.
Ross Rizz got 3 successes, 1 failure, and despair.
Yeah.
Why does it look like this?
Well, I would say that technically it didn't come out quite like it needed to. I believe it was a little too hot, and I should have waited or put it in the chiller, and unfortunately, I will have to learn from my mistake next round.
It is important to do your decorations once everything's cooled. It looks like things started falling apart when you put your frosting on.
Yeah, that's it was a little too hot, yes.
They take a slice.
Your bake is good. It's baked correctly. It's just it's a shame about the decorations.
I wouldn't want to eat this just by look alone, but it is good. It is a good fruitcake.
Well, thank you.
Just save more time for decorations in the next one.
Of course, yeah. I'm used to Cliff Bars and protein meals, and usually those don't look great. They just taste good, so I will do better. Thank you.
Do they taste good?
They taste good when I eat them.
As the challenge finishes and the judges leave the tent, Doug, what happens outside the tent?
Heights Park. I think at this point in the day, this is an episode of Coruscant Days, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
But we're working our way towards Coruscant evenings. On the periphery of Heights Park, a couple of speeders and a large speeder truck are parking on the outside of the... You know what? Maybe they're making their way right into the park.
Yeah, going over the grass, yeah.
And this is very rare occurrence at Heights Park. Something unusual is happening.
Like unexpected or like a spectacle that's a surprise in the show? Is it bad guys or a surprise?
It's noisier than you expect for this sort of place. There are like 3 or 4 speeders coming up and parking all around the central area of this park where the Rorschach trees are and where there are people like out at benches and stuff. And you can see the logo on the side for Future Forward Galactic.
Oh, no.
What is that?
Oh no.
For your viewers who haven't watched previous episodes, what is
You
that?
all know that Future Forward Galactic is a big company that tends to deal in real estate and has been building up a lot of this section of Coruscant, buying up old properties, tearing them down, building new big apartment complexes and stuff like that.
Evicting people, not necessarily the nicest people in the world. We need John Shondongus here.
They're not great.
So I haven't watched this show a whole lot. Is this normal, guys? Is this normal?
What?
Who are those?
What?
Who are they? What's going on?
He's like sipping the brandy. He's like, huh? What?
Oh, it's probably just one of their antics. Rumor has it they have different, shticks that they do to, throw off the
Shake things up?
competitors. Yeah, to shake things up.
But I didn't know that Future Forward Galactic was sponsoring this. I didn't think that was the case.
Well, the old FFG, rumor has it they're really making a go of it lately, so who knows?
That's pretty edgy.
They didn't make it all challenging enough. We gotta have suddenly strangers arriving. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
I think a couple producers go out and start talking to somebody, and the show continues with you all cleaning up your workstations and preparing for the next challenge.
Won't let Gusto get in my head. I won't let Gusto get in my head. Don't change the plan. Don't change the plan.
Hey, what's your plan, Connie? You don't mind if I call you Connie, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I might a little bit.
I cleaned up pretty fast. What, you need any help?
No, they cleaned the tables up for that last shot, so this is kind of more B-roll, I guess, of us just wiping the counter.
Oh, I actually cleaned up. You got somebody to clean up for you? Well, I see how it is.
So alcohol makes everything taste better. That's what you're saying?
It's also handy for cleaning, like, gunk off the counters.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. The alcohol makes everything go. We have trade routes just for brandy. Of course. It makes the Republic go. I mean...
some things are good for engine degreaser, too.
Whatever, yeah.
But, I mean, that does a number on your insides, man. I mean, you really need to start thinking about your health.
Oh, yeah.
You get it a lot better once you've deep fried it.
I just keep throwing handfuls of bourbon-soaked raisins in my mouth because I'm bored.
Oh, yeah. Fried food with extra salt? That's the best. Hey, I think you really had something going there with that deep-fried fruitcake. We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
I just let Gusto get in my head. That's all. I won't let it happen again. I changed the plan. Originally, I was going to just, put the batter in the frying, but then he was like, bake it. And I was like,
I mean, it is a bake-off. It's not a fry-off.
Well, I mean, but it still bakes in the grease.
Well, that's true. I agree. It just...
Technicality.
I shouldn't have stuck it in the oven. That's where I went wrong.
Maybe I need to rethink my life about everything being healthy. Maybe I need to kind of indulge a little bit every once in a while. No, I can't.
Yeah,
do that.
man.
No, I gotta stay healthy. Gotta stay healthy.
No.
See,
You gotta live a little.
I gotta stay true to my followers, or I'm gonna start losing them. You can hear the comments in the comment section of HoloTalk. It's just gonna be tearing me
But
apart
what
if I
about all
don't
those
stick my
followers
principles.
you alienate because you're too healthy and they just can't relate to you?
There's
Gotta
some
be
people
relatable,
that don't
man.
like salt, and he doesn't care.
Who
Voice
doesn't like
over
salt?
diacetyl. People that have salt issues where they swell up because they have too much salt and they have to make sure that they don't have so much. Medical issues.
I hear the Hutts can't even eat salt.
Good.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
That's a whole sector that you're losing out influence on, man.
Ross, didn't you have a whole segment where you talked about how you needed salt for that? You were training that hut, and you're like, we're just gonna watch you melt away, and then you're like, you just need
You're
some
one
extra
of my
salt.
followers.
And then you were like, and he just started melting away, and you're like, see, it's working.
Wait. You're
Did you
one of my
murder
followers.
one of your trainees?
We're starting.
No. Hold on. You're one of my followers, man. You actually follow me.
Well,
A
yeah.
professional chef actually follow. I'm totally honored. I shouldn't be dissing you on the cameras, man. But we should do that gimmick. We should.
He might have just stalked you for the show.
We're starting.
Oh, right. Okay. Get back. By the way, they never proved that he actually passed away, so it's still good.
Yeah, he just melted away. It's great.
Dude, did you just say that on live television?
Dude, what? The mics aren't on. Mine isn't.
The mics are always on.
They're always on. That's how they get the good stuff.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Coruscant Nights. Coruscant Nights is a production of Nightcast Creative. For more on us and the podcasts we make, visit nightcastcreative.com. Thank you to Andrew, Krystal, Chris, and AJ for playing on this episode, and thanks to Doug for co-GMing. Listen to the Foxglove Letters wherever you get your podcasts, or visit diceycantina.com for more. Want to support us and help us make more shows you love? Visit patreon.com/Coruscant Nights and pledge any amount to get behind-the-scenes posts, access to extra episodes, and more.